Hello, everyone. It's great to see you all again. Today, I got something nice, sweet, and I guess kind of sad for you all today. Today, we're going over SCP 1799, otherwise known as Mr. Laugh. Object class is safe. Special containment procedures. 1799 is to be contained in a soundproofed humanoid cell with the other Misters and Hall redacted, of site redacted. Personnel entering SCP-1799 cell are to be fitted with a voice-canceling helmet to prevent communication with the subject. Any personnel entering or leaving 1799 cell are to be thoroughly searched for any potential weapon. An SCP-1799 cell is to be thoroughly inspected once every 24 hours to check for contraband. Description: 1799 is a male humanoid, approximately 1.2 meters tall, weighing 59 kilos. 1799 has a physical characteristics of a generic clown. The subject's hair does not grow, with skin devoid of pigmentation and a circular red nose, along with elongated feet. Facial pigmentation has the appearance of makeup commonly worn by circus performers. Anything that SCP-1799 verbally communicates to humans will be interpreted by the individual as a joke. The longer the subject continues speaking, the funnier the quote-unquote jokes will become, until the subjects are overcome by laughter. Due to this effect, it is extremely difficult to direct and interact with SCP-1799. The only known way to communicate with the subject is through written word, and this does not activate the effect. In addition, 1799 is able to perform several anomalous actions. 1799 has no control over these abilities, and they appear to be involuntary, painful, and random. They are usually similar to actions that would be performed by circus performers who were using props, including removal and reattachment of limbs, squirting water out of a flower attached to its chest cavity, pulling a string of colored cloth out of its mouth with the longest string measuring at 45.2 meters, extruding colored smoke from several orifices, etc. The words Mr. Laugh from Little Misters by Dr. Wondertainment are tattooed upon 1799's lower back. This designation appears as 3 in document SCP-909-A. Addendum 1799-A. This interview was conducted during SCP-1799's initial containment proceeding. Interviewed. SCP-1799. Please state your name. Sure. They call me Mr. Laugh. Seriously? That's hilarious. Not really. Man, you're a riot. Please. Just stop laughing at me. It hurts. The doctor from this interview has requested to be transferred from the project. Addendum 1799-B. During an experiment on Redacted, SCP-1799 began yelling at D-9023. The subject began laughing hysterically and, in this distracted state, tripped and suffered a severe cranial injury, which proved to be fatal. 1799 became noticeably withdrawn and sullen from the following event, leading to 1799's first suicide attempt. As of Redacted, SCP-1799 has been put on suicide watch. Wow! You've just found yourself your very own Little Mister, a limited edition collection from Dr. Wondertainment. Find them all and become Mr. Collector. Hello, everybody. Today we got something a bit more on the lighthearted or somewhat comedic side, I suppose. Today we're going over SCP-1908, Object Class Euclid. He is otherwise known as Mr. Soap. With that all out of the way, let's begin. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1908 is to be held within a standard humanoid containment chamber with the other Misters in Hall in sight. The walls of this chamber are to be constructed of non-porous material with a dental vacuum affixed to SCP-1908's mouth to prevent SCP-1908 from suffocating due to its effect. Personnel entering the chamber containing SCP-1908 are to wear cleated boots while they remain in the chamber. Description: SCP-1908 is a male humanoid approximately 1.5 meters tall and weighing 58 kilograms. The experimental tissue belonging to 1908 is consistently producing a slick mixture of water and soap. SCP-1908's eyes have been coated in a plastic resin which blocks the liquid without limiting eyesight. A tattoo reading Mr. Soap from Little Misters by Dr. Wondertainment has been made on the bottom of its left foot. The designation appears as 6 in document SCP-909-A. As SCP-1908 stays in one area, the soap on its body will spread, causing any surface it contacts to become slippery. This can be removed by normal means, but it will be perpetually generated as long as SCP-1908 is in the same area. If SCP-1908 comes into contact with any liquid matter, the matter will immediately take on the properties of water and soap. The liquid may then produce large soap bubbles capable of floating into the air while carrying a human subject within. Bubbles will not travel more than 2 meters into the air and will pop if forced to go beyond this altitude. SCP-1908 was recovered from an industrial complex in People's Republic of China. The owners of the complex have been using the fluids produced by SCP-1908 as industrial cleaners and had affixed it to their factory equipment. Agents were able to recover SCP-1908 without incident, distributing Class D amnestics to all witnesses. As of 9-18-19, SCP-1908 has been contained and classified as Euclid. Addendum 1908-A. The one being interviewed in this is SCP-1908. The interviewer is Dr. Boyd. The interview was taken shortly after initial containment. Begin log. Good afternoon, SCP-1908. I'm going to be, interviewing you today. Alright. Now, can you identify yourself? I'm Mr. Soap from The Little Misters by Dr. Wondertainment. That's correct. Buy one today. What? I'm sorry. Anyway, can you provide any information about your origin? I'm not really sure. The first thing I can remember aren't real. The second thing I remember is being on the streets of... Now, it wasn't exactly peachy to be a guy like me in a place like that, so I considered myself pretty lucky to get taken in by Giro. And who was Giro? He owned one of the factories. Said he took me in and out of the generosity or some weird English like that. They were really nice, the factory people. They took care of me and kept any outsiders away from me. I really thought they were my friends. I really did. Then they started asking me for favors. I thought it'd be a good way for me to repay them. What did they ask you to do? They put me in these machines, see, to clean them. It wasn't safe, but I thought it would be okay. Just helping friends, right? But it wasn't okay. When I was asked to be let off, they please continue. They just used me. I was a dumb little toy to them, just for cleaning their machines. I didn't have any friends. Hey, calm down. You're among friends here. Yeah. That's what they said too. End log. Addendum 1908-B. This note was found on SCP-1908 during its initial containment. Wow, you've just found yourself your very own little mister, a limited edition collection from Dr. Wondertainment. Have your Mr. Soap make a slip-and-slide adventure, or fly in his magic bubbles. Have a bubble fun Sunday, all to your very own. Find them all and become Mr. Collector. So I suppose it wasn't exactly lighthearted, but it's getting pretty close to April Fool's, so gotta keep you guys on your toes and ready. Anyway, that's all for now. Next time we have a lecture, I will be bringing in a very special guest, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But for now, you are all dismissed. Goodbye. Good morning, everybody. We're here for another SCP. That's from the ever-glorious, ever-wonderful Dr. Wondertainment himself. Let's just hope this poor soul isn't nearly as tortured as Mr. Laugh. Anyway, today's is short and sweet. Today we got SCP-905, otherwise known as Mr. Chameleon. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-905 is to be contained in a 6 meter by 6 meter by 3 meter containment cell painted matte black. This cell is to be devoid of any mirrors or windows. 2 LED arrays are to be installed in cells housing SCP-905. Every 4 hours, SCP-905 is to be fed for 20 minutes. As of current regulations on Misters, SCP-905 is to be contained in Hall of Site. Description: SCP-905 is a sentient entity composed of photons. These photons form a humanoid shape that has been described as fuzzy but definite. It is roughly 1.75 meters tall, however its mass is immeasurable. SCP-905 has shown the ability to speak through the manipulation of air particles, but its mechanism to perform this is unknown. SCP-905 is capable of the same movement as a human male of the same body structure, but due to its photonic nature, it's unable to manipulate solid objects aside from emitting weak electromagnetic radiation. Solids such as doors must be moved for SCP-905 before it can leave or enter a room. SCP-905 has the ability to pass through windows and other transparent objects. The photons SCP-905 is composed of follow the usual laws of probability in this case, and will reflect back from the transparent object at a rate of 5%, separating any reflected photon from SCP-905's influence. SCP-905 describes this as painful but bearable. SCP-905 sheds its photons at a consistent rate of approximately 0.001% of its body volume per second. These photons are emitted at a weight of 380 nanometers to 780 nanometers, or within the human spectrum of visible light. SCP-905 shows the ability to change the wavelength emitted to match its background. SCP-905's lack of a shadow can make detecting SCP-905 while hidden problematic. SCP-905 shows an inability to absorb colored lights. Due to SCP-905's constant loss of photons, SCP-905 must be fed regularly in order to maintain a healthy body volume. Conversely, feeding SCP-905 too large an amount of photons causes SCP-905 to experience an oversaturation. SCP-905 finds this extremely painful and describes it in a similar manner to human burns. Placing a mirror near SCP-905 in an attempt to feed SCP-905 its own emissions results in SCP-905 expressing extreme discomfort. When questioned, SCP-905 replied, "Would you enjoy eating your own?" SCP-905 was discovered at the entrance of Site. Addendum 905-1. The words Mr. Chameleon from Little Misters by Dr. Wondertainment are printed upon SCP-905's left calf. SCP-905 shows an inability to change the wavelength emitted by this print. This is a designation appears as 1 in document SCP-909-A. Alright. Well, at the very least, it seems like this one isn't some poor, tortured soul and is someone actually content with their existence, however strange or abnormal it may be. Regardless, that's it for today's session. I hope you guys all enjoyed yourself, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day for now.